welcome back on day 2 of my trip here to Asturias, and if you haven't gathered it by now, I'm staying in Aviles, and I've just crossed the other side of the river to this very interesting piece of architecture, which is the Oscar Niemeyer Cultural Centre, which I'll show you now. So I'm going to walk up these steps, and it looks like a bit of a helter-skelter, so I'm very used to steps by now, but as long as it doesn't tire me out too much. And I'm looking forward to the views at the top. It's quite windy as well. I think the winds are up to about 30 miles an hour, so I hope when I throw the drone up in the air it'll be able to handle it quite nicely, and I'm not puffing and panting too much as I go up these steps. These steps are easy. Anyway, I think we're about halfway, but check out the views right in front of me there. So that's the Rio de Aviles, the river going through Aviles, and that's a park over there which I went through last night, and a colourful bridge there for pedestrians, and that's another part of this magnificent architectural piece. Right, so we will continue up these stairs for the summit and discover what treats. Oh, it looks like a restaurant here to the right, and there appears to be a lift to take me to the top. So here we go. And which floor? I say number 1 there. Where's the elevator music? We love elevator music. There's nothing playing, and the lift isn't even moving. No? I think this is as far as it goes. Well, we better get out of this lift then. I don't want to be trapped in here forever. If I can get the door release. No? Where am I going? I'm going down. Oh no! So I've just left the lift. I couldn't go right to the top. There was no access, so it could be just for specialist people or the artists and the like. And there was a -1 button which just took you to the basement car park. Unfortunately, I had to cut my drone flight short because a member of staff came out and said not allowed, and said that if I continued he'd call the local constabulary. So I just had to heed to his request because I don't want to get into too much trouble out here in a foreign country. But I might be a naughty boy. You're a naughty boy! And launch from just over the bridge there, because technically I won't be on their land, so I'll be in a public place. But in the meantime, have a look at this rainbow footbridge. Very colourful indeed, going across the river Aviles, and there's a lot of urban structures which add to the concrete jungle of things, like that roadway, and that's looking upstream of the river, and right in front of me there is the railway line. If I can find a safe place across it, that looks like another bridge there, so that must be it, just there, that footbridge just over in that corner there. Unfortunately not been able to launch a drone yet because it's gone all cloudy, so I don't know how long the cloud is going to last. But in the meantime, I thought I'd cross over that bridge, the pedestrian bridge which takes you into the city centre, and that's that colourful bridge which I was on moments ago. And there's the railway line below. And one thing I've noticed, this is strange, but maybe not to over here, that when the train is coming along, instead of, whereas you hear in the UK and Ireland, it goes duh duh, it whistles. So if I get a chance, the wind has really picked up now, I'll try and film the train in action with it whistling. That'll be fun. And just look at that unique architecture there of the houses in front of me of Aviles city. Now here's something strange I've spotted. If the estuary is that way, why is the water going that way? I suspect that looking at that weir, it must be tidal because some of the water is actually going towards the estuary. Let's have a gander at this. It's the Tinora River Tunnel. This tunnel is a channeling of the Tinora River with an approximate length of 300 meters. It dates back from the end of the 19th century. The works were approved on May 16, 1892. So let's have a gander to see how far it goes. At first glance, it does look very wet. But I don't know whether to go down it or not. It looks very slippery too. Decisions. And that's where it ends up, out into the harbour. Who dares wins, as they say. So I'll go through just the beginning part and hopefully I don't get too wet. So just try to protect the camera there. Oh, yes, I made it through. And can you see me in the dark? How far left? I've just flipped the camera around and yeah, 300 meters. Actually, it's quite doable. It really is. But there's really loads to see here, and I want to get that out the way. So there's no point in me showing you dark places if you can't really see it. So onwards and upwards, we're going to check out Cudillero village up ahead. So this is it. I finally reached the quaint fishing village of, wait for it, ta-da, Cudillero, with that lighthouse there at the sign. And that lighthouse is actually just there. And I've seen it described in a travel guide as a Crayola village, as the houses could have been drawn with Crayola. You know what, I never do this, but I deserve it. But selfie time, right in front of the sign. I'm a real tourist now. Just up ahead here is this bridge, which will take me right into the heart of the village of Cudillero. And it reminds me of the bridge in Mexico, Madeira, if you remember that vlog at all, when I crossed over it. Yeah, very like it, with the hanging cables on either side. So this is it. We are now in the village. Wow, just look at those houses stacked up the hill. It's almost like that coastal region in Italy, around Amalfi, somewhere like that. I can't remember offhand. And they nickname it the 5 villages or something like that. I don't know offhand, but I'm sure that the quotes below in the captions will tell you better. You really have to marvel at the skill of the architects and builders involved in these houses on these terraces going up the hill. So skillful that they're not falling down or anything like that, and built perfectly. Wow, looks like an old remnant of the mining days here. So this is new to me. I didn't even know that they had anything like that here. So I presume that they'd mine whatever it was and bring it down to the boats below, and there's some information there in Spanish. So if I can get it translated, I will do, because I'm sure that this is something about this artifact. Something there about the artwork above, which you can see in all its splendor. As I move back and almost tripping over the curb behind me, the things I have to do, to make you all happy. I'm facing the artwork there. This is Plaza de la Marina, with some lovely quaint restaurants there, and I guess that they are serving majority of the items would be seafood. So there's their menu there. Looks like €100 for 2 people on that one. And some recommendations. You have quite a bit of choice here anyway, and maybe some of them are closed at the moment, but they'll open later on. And we are off season, obviously, so during the summer months expect this place to be packed. That one looks open there. Bartienda. Just one of the side alleys, and what a pleasant surprise. There's fishing nets there and the outdoor seating. Looks like copper pots there, hanging off the balcony up above. I think this is the back of a restaurant, possibly. I'm moving around to this side. Yes, it's definitely part of a restaurant, El Faro Restaurante. And their menu, but no prices. And there's a lovely tourist shop here, so get your fridge magnets and any other touristic accessories. And that's the name of the shop there, La Casa de Julia. And typical Spanish items there. And towards the rear of Oscar Niemeyer Cultural Centre, you see some of the dockland area as you're looking towards the estuary of Aviles. So this is it. I finally reached the